Before we highlight the best and most challenging car shipping locations in this state, generally speaking, the best car shipping locations are going to be the biggest cities, followed by those locations on or near interstates. You'll have the quickest and least expensive auto transports from these locations. The most challenging car shipping locations are going to be in remote towns and cities. These are towns and cities that are more than 50 miles away from major cities or interstates. It takes more time and costs more money to ship a car to or from these remote locations. With these general guidelines in mind, let's look at the best and most challenging car shipping locations in this state. All right, as we take a look at the state of Rhode Island doesn't see a lot of car shipping given its small landmass and its relatively low population. So we don't do a lot of shipping to or from Rhode Island. And it's just not a state, again, given its size, it's not a state that car carriers are really going to on a regular basis. They're oftentimes passing through Rhode Island as they travel between Massachusetts and Connecticut, as Rhode Island is sandwiched in between those two states. But the best car shipping locations in the state are going to start with Providence and the Providence metropolitan area. So that's this whole chunk here, which looks like it takes up the bulk of the state, again, given the small size of Rhode Island. But what's attractive to Providence for car carriers is, one, again, it's a large population center, but it's along the very busy trucking corridor of I-95. This is a main East Coast trucking corridor that runs along the entire East Coast. And so car carriers are constantly driving up and down I-95. So anything along I-95 is typically a great car shipping location. So Providence and the Providence metropolitan area isn't any different. Which leads us to the next best car shipping locations in the state, and that's going to be, again, anything along that I-95 corridor, or if you get here out into this I-295 corridor there, anything, in those kind of areas there, those are all going to be good. But again, that's really part of the Providence metropolitan area. So stick to Providence and I-95 for your best locations in Rhode Island. Now, as we turn to the more challenging car shipping locations in the state, it's going to be anything in this pocket right in here, especially as you get into the coastline and into any of these islands and peninsulas. None of this is friendly for car carriers. They like to avoid these areas like the plague, so these are all challenging locations. And then anything up in here in northwest and western Rhode Island, those are going to be challenging. Again, sparsely populated towns, no interstates. And so it's just another pocket that car carriers aren't going to on a regular basis. So what we mean by these pockets of Rhode Island being challenging is these transports are going to take more time and more money to complete than if you were shipping a car to or from a more friendly area like Providence and the Providence metropolitan area. To find out what it costs to ship a car to or from Rhode Island, get an instant quote on our website at www.jnstransport.com.